Welcome, Science Explorers. This is your lead scientist, Miss Shirley. Today's lesson is what are some features of beaches? In today's lesson, you're going to be exploring a video on Handbook of Land and Water, and you will learn some features of beaches. Beaches are usually on lowland, and coastal erosion is the loss or displacement of land or the long-term removal of sediment and rock along the coastline due to the action of waves, currents, tides, wind-driven water, waterborne ice, or other impacts of storms. So basically, we're losing some of the sand in our beaches because the storm's taking it away, okay, pulling it out, okay, with the water. And then you are going to be able to identify pictures of erosion, okay, in our lesson. In our last lesson, we watched a video on land and water and introduced some different types of landforms and their features. We identified landforms and the bodies of water. We learned how does the map key help us to identify what we're looking for on a map. And we learned how to visualize what it would be like to stand in the place where the mark was, and would we be on land or in water, and what will we see? Let's introduce some words we need to learn for this lesson. Coastal erosion. Remember, it's the loss of displacement of land or long-term removal of sediment like sand, okay, and rocks along the coastline due to the action of the waves, the currents, and tides when we have storms or wind-driven water, waterborne ice, okay, or other impacts of storms again. So sediment is the naturally occurring material that's broken down by the process of weathering and erosion. Basically, sometimes it's called sand, okay? And coastline, sand, by the beaches. Coastline is the area where land meets the sea or ocean. Okay, science explorers, we're going to learn more about the features of beaches, and we're going to investigate and explore some questions about it. So, you'll be watching an Edpuzzle video later on, and you're going to answer some questions within. But for now, let's watch this video on beaches.
The city of Carlsbad is doing its part to make sure there's plenty of sand on local beaches. My name is Steve Jantz with the city of Carlsbad. Did you know that the beaches are not owned by the city, but are owned and managed by the California Parks and Recreation Department? And to keep the beaches healthy and full of clean sand, the city and the state work together with local agencies to replenish the sand from 3 different partnership projects. Changes in the natural environment have reduced the amount of sand that makes it to our beaches. The beaches also lose sand during winter storms when waves carry much of the sand back out to the ocean floor. That means we need to add more sand to our beaches to keep them from eroding. Here's how we work with local agencies to make sure our beaches are full of sand. We are part of a regional effort to bring sand to our beach. The San Diego Association of Governments, known as SANDAG, works with coastal cities and other agencies to develop and pay for this important regional project. A large dredge vessel collects the sand from underwater valleys and then pumps that sand onto the local beaches. About every 2 years, the western basin of the Agua Hedionda Lagoon is dredged by the power plant. A dredge vessel collects the sand from the mouth of the lagoon, which then pumps the sand onto the beach. Keeping the mouth of the lagoon clear of sand allows more water to reach the Encina Power Station, which uses seawater to cool their large gas-fired boilers. This project could bring up to 500,000 cubic yards of sand to Carlsbad beaches. And the Bataquitos Lagoon is also dredged every few years as needed to ensure the lagoon is healthy for fish and wildlife, and this provides sand to the South Carlsbad beaches. The process includes dredging the bottom of the lagoon to keep it deep enough to allow the tides to keep the lagoon free from silt. Another benefit of the dredging is that it improves natural nesting areas for many endangered birds and fish species. The city of Carlsbad works on this project with the California Department of Fish and Game, which pays for this project. So the next time you visit Carlsbad beaches, you'll know the sand is there in part because of Mother Nature and in part because of the strong partnership between the City of Carlsbad and other agencies. To learn more about Carlsbad beaches, check the city's website. Thanks for watching.
Okay, science explorers. Let's explore and investigate some questions about beaches, some features of beaches. So beaches are usually on what type of land? Think, think, think. Science explorers, choose an option. Additionally, looking at the pictures, what is happening to the beach? Think, 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 science explorers. Write your response. In addition to that, how does the beach look different here after the storm? And why do you think the beach is different? Think, 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 science explorers. Write your response. And to summarize, when you hear the word erosion, what comes to your mind? Think, 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 science explorers. Write your response. And finally, to summarize, which of these pictures is not erosion? Think, 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 science explorers. Write your response. And what did you think of today's lesson, finally? Think, 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 science explorers. Tell us what you think. Okay, science explorers, today we learned some features of beaches. Until next time, ciao for now.